Hello, everyone. I wanted to do a video about an article I just read. I'll follow it up with a newsletter as well. But the gist of the article was balancing efficiency versus safety. And throughout the industry, I've heard that often over the course of 23 years. And I do want to talk a little bit about it because I think a lot of people probably say it, a lot of drivers have probably heard it. And I just kind of want to touch on a few things here. So I think when people assume that you're going fast, they think that means you're being efficient. I think if you took one guy and just basically put him in, let him run off the rails, you're going to say that guy's pretty fast. That guy's pretty fast. And as long as he doesn't crash, you're going to say he's fast and safe. That's an efficient driver. Where if you have a guy that's crashing all the time or having a few accidents or operational liabilities, you're just going to tell him, hey, you need to be safe, and that means slow down. I don't think that matches at all. I think that you can't have safety without efficiency, and vice versa. I think it's kind of a package deal, and I'm going to be the one to try to prove that here. I've been doing this job for quite, like I say, 23 years. I've never had an accident, and I feel like I'm pretty efficient as well. One thing that I think you can do when you're driving, you need to focus on what can happen. So everybody has a system, whether it's the Smith system, we have backing steps. In my opinion, these all come second. You can basically take all these programs and steps and systems and not throw them out, but you're not starting with any of that. And I don't hear that often enough, but you're not starting with any of that. What you're starting with before you move is basically hazard identification. So you need to start off and say, where are my hazards likely? Like, for example, if you're getting ready to back up and you look in your side mirrors, you look in your camera, and you say, where are all my hazards? Now going back, when you put it in reverse, you're going to start watching those first. You want to know where your hazards are. Then you can keep your head moving. You can wait your 3 seconds. You can do all the steps that you need to do in the backing procedure. And then going forward, as you're driving down the road, instead of telling somebody, all right, we need to observe 15 seconds down the road, or we need to scan the area ahead. That's essentially what you're doing. But the more important thing, which you should be telling yourself or anybody else, is you need to look and say, where is the next hazard most likely to come from? So if you're approaching a road, obviously, is a car going to pull out? Is there a crosswalk? Is somebody going to walk across that? And all these different fields, this fields will change every second you're driving around. You just have to think in your head, where is the next hazard most likely to come from? That's what I feel we should really be teaching people. I think the systems are good, but that, in my opinion, comes second. The very first thing that people need to learn, new and old, is hazard identification. One way you could do this, just show clips of a truck driving around, nothing, no accidents, nothing. And you just need to ask, where's the next hazard most likely to come from? That's something I'm going to start doing a lot more too. It's just continuously either having a new driver or an experienced driver just call out, I want you to tell me where you think the next hazard's going to be coming from as we're driving. And if you can point those hazards out, you're more likely to, not get into any accidents or anything to that nature. It works similar to, if you ever heard like Navy SEALs, they have a saying, and I think it's the whole military wing, it might be Marines too, I don't know for sure, but slow is smooth, smooth is fast. That's 100% true, 100% true in our industry as well. You need to teach everything slow. You need to teach the training slow. Trainers need the time to teach new hires slow, because when you see a guy and you're just, oh, he's slow, he's not getting it. Once you learn these systems and you learn where the hazards are most likely to come from, efficiency follows with that. So back to my original and the title of this article that I was reading about efficiency versus safety, I think you can only reply, the only reply really to that is slow is smooth and smooth is fast. I don't think there's a balance between the two. I think if you phrase it that way, you're basically asking the driver or a manager or anybody else in a position in this industry is you have to choose one. You have to balance it with one or the other. And I'm here to tell you that you don't. You don't have to. You need to learn the systems. You need to learn them slow, and you can become the most efficient driver and be safe. So I don't agree necessarily with the article, but I am going to do a few post follow-ups with this as well. And I do have some different training coming if anybody's interested that really hits on hazard ID recognition. And I think it'll help out a lot of people, new hires as well as experienced drivers. So if this might help you out in the future, feel free to follow my news article or check out my website. And that's it. Thanks.